I see red, I see red, I see red. Hi everybody, it's Kathy here, and today we are doing Rainbow Crush with Tara, the paper snob, and of course it is red. We're using red, red, red. So that is the focus for the month, and I've gone through and I've collected a whole range of different papers that have red, some Vicky Booten, some photo play. There's a whole range here. In Simple Stories I even went through. So I have chosen to go with more of the, what I call the creamy tomato soup strength of red. So that's the colour I'm focusing on here for these photos today. And I'm just going to trim up all my pieces that I need. I am doing a 1 by 1 inch frame, and I have got the wood grain for the base, and then I am cutting these 2 rectangles here, which are 7.5, I believe, by I'm going to say 6.5. No, that won't work. Might be 5.5. Yes, that's probably what it is. So I want to distinguish the reds, which is pretty tricky without putting in more red. Now, Tara asked that we use at least 75% red. I try to do more than that, but today I am pulling in a couple of other little colours here and there, not many, but I think I would say I'd come up with about 95% red today. I'm just inking around the edges very tightly with the scorched timber, just so that it gives a defined edge but without overpowering and taking away from the red. So I'm just going to lay these 2 to the left-hand side, and they're where the photos are going to sit. Now, I've also got that beautiful, uniquely creative paper there, and it says mum and all the things that you do as a mum all over it, mum life, that sort of thing. This here is a strip of paper that I've got left over, and I have this other scrap from, I couldn't even tell you for how long I've had this piece of paper, but I pulled it out of my scraps because it was red and I'm using it. And what I want to create there is like a woven or interwoven pattern, a panel here, because it's to follow my photos where I want to tell that, like the pattern, your life pattern is interwoven into the fabric of time, passing of time. A little bit, poetic there, but that's pretty much what my intention is. I want it to be like a woven pattern, like these papers look like they're woven together. So I'm just going to trim down a little bit here, and I'm going to make that into a wave, and then that wave's going to sit over the top of there, and it looks like that they are woven together. That's my intention. Whether it actually looks like that, I'm not too sure, but that's what I wanted to create down the side panel there. And once again, I'm just using the scorched timber here just to ink that edge to define edges. Now, I really do like red. I went for a period in my life where I just would wear nothing but red, but when it comes to papers, it always seems that red comes into its own at Christmas time, obviously. But the rest of the year it sort of sits on the back burner. So this is a great challenge to pull out those red papers. You sort of use them for like celebration days, Valentine's Day, Christmas Day, those sorts of papers. But yeah, I like that Tara challenged us to get the red out. So it's a good way of using up those papers that sit there in your pile, and you're not really sure what to do with them after those particular theme days. I, as I said, have this strip here, which is from leftover piece of paper from Boho Beauty on Scrapbook Fantasies, and it's the branding strip. See, it's really good to keep those branding strips. They come in handy. I often use or seek out a piece where I need it just to fill up a little bit of a design. And I'm running that down the centre there, and I have already punched this one with a decorative border punch just to give it a little bit more interest to that centre panel down there as well. And so it's going to run down along that border that I'm putting to the side here, or the panel I'm putting over to the right. Now that I've done that, I can matte my photos, and I am using a deeper red to matte them. And originally I was supposed to do them with a bigger border, as you can see in that top one, but then I cut a small one for the bottom, and I don't know why. I don't know. I lost the train of thought probably and just went to my usual, but that's okay. I've changed my mind. I'm going to go back and trim them down to be small on both of them. And these photos are of myself with my middle daughter, 27 years apart. So there she is as a baby, and then she is here just recently. So she was a chubby bubby. Like, seriously, demanding child from birth. Screamed for the first 9 weeks of her life. I was telling the doctors there was something seriously wrong. They weren't listening. It turned out she was severely lactose intolerant. We had to go on medicated formula, and never looked back after that. She became this big, huge, gigantic, chubby baby, to the point that I could hardly carry her after she was 6 months old because she was just too heavy for me. And then she slimmed down to this really, really slim, cannot put on weight person, and it's so funny. We all laugh at how different it is. Now you'll see that in my flower cluster over here to the right, I have got blue, and that's not the colour we're using. So what I've done is I've fussy cut out some flowers from the same paper range and on the same printouts, but these ones were focusing on the red colour, and they're actually the perfect red for the wood grain in the background and for the rest of the colours on this layout. So I'm going to transform the blue by covering them with the red, and you'll just see here in a moment when I pop this one up over the top how I achieve that, because I do want to be true to the colour scheme. And there you go, now it is red, and it looks like it was red all along. So I wanted the timepiece included in there because it was about time. I'm putting some more of these flowers together in a little cluster points around the photos. These are all uniquely creative. I do love them. They are so beautiful. I think it's Vintage Chronicles. I'm not sure. Don't hold me to that. I don't know what it's called really. I'd have to go and check out the pack again. But this is how I've put those together, and I've built them up so that they raise a little. Now I need to put in my title, and luckily I found these red thickers. Now they are the matching tomato, what I call tomato soup red, and I am working a title here, and you'll see I'm going to play with it for a bit because I'm just using the letters that I've got. So I do want the 27 years in there because that's important. And then I was going to try and do in the making, but that became, I felt, was going to be too big for there, 27 years in the making. And then I decided, no, I didn't really want that because I didn't want to cover over that photo. So I put 27 years, time flies, and it's so true. Who would believe 27 years down the track? But there she was as a little one, and now she's grown up into her own independent woman. As I said, she's always been my challenging one, even from birth. She continues to be my challenging one. She is high functioning. She's the child that loves the animals and the animals love her. But when it comes to people, yeah, she struggles, and that's okay because we're all individuals in this world, and without our individual special people, we don't ever really get to see the variety of life. And she's one of those, and she's got a good heart. She always is the first one to help out. She's always the one to volunteer. Right now she goes and she looks after her nan, my mum. She takes her out, they go together, they travel together. She's just that type of a girl. She's a lovely person. And this is how I have put this together. I really love that it came together so easily, and the colours are just perfect for the photos. Tara, thank you very much for the inspiration to finally pull that top photo onto a layout. And here are some close-ups that you can see. I have journaled along that wave there. I added in some butterflies off screen as well. So hopefully you can check out the playlist down below where everybody else is playing along in this hop. Happy scrapping for today, and I'll see you in the next video real soon.